That game against the Eels was a domination, but I am worried because there are a few areas that we really struggled in, and that if we want to keep this momentum going, we really need to fix them before we face the Dolphins. Today, we're going to be breaking it all down on our weak points and things that we need to fix performance-wise before we go against the Dolphins, and we're going to be talking about how Benji Marshall can get the boys on track. But before we do that, if you love all things West Tigers, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's talk footy. It helps me in the algorithm out a ton. So let's get started. In the first half especially, we missed some crucial opportunities. There were at least, I would say, 1 to 2 tries that we could have scored early on, but we just couldn't get our crap together. Our attack just didn't have that cohesion, and honestly, a big part of it was Jarome Luai not stepping up the way he needed to in that moment in pressure, right? We know how dangerous that guy can be, but in these moments where he had the chances to capitalize, I'm talking the moments where we had those 2 penalties up on their try line, he wasn't directing play or taking charge, and we were crumbling. And instead of controlling the tempo or leading the way, it just felt like we were all over the place offensively. Our forwards definitely weren't making much of a dent in their defense. Overall, we were gaining 40-ish meters. They were gaining 50 to 60. We just had really no real go forward or hard carries to get us the front foot. And on the flip side, our back line just wasn't connecting properly too in the start. The timing was just off. The structure was chaotic. There was drop balls. And when you've got both of those issues happening, it's just really, I think, hard to capitalize on any chances that come our way, right? And a key part, our skipper, it's Luai. He has to be the one to steer and settle the ship in those moments. Everyone looks to him, especially when things get a little frantic and chaotic. We need to be able to run plays through him, set up structure, and just get everyone on the same page. And if he can do that, we are in a much better position to convert those early opportunities into tries, right? And I will admit he was doing pretty decent defensively though the whole game. And then once I think he realized that he needed to step up, then we started getting tries and things just started going our way. And there is, of course, plenty to be positive about though. And I have to give a shout out and give credit where credit's due to a few players. First off, Skelton. He was outstanding and has been each game. His energy, just his overall presence, I would say, on both sides of the ball. He was everywhere. He was making hard tackles, running hard lines, and just showing leadership abilities where we needed it the most, I think. And if he keeps playing like this, I really think he's going to be an all-timer for the West Tigers as a club, as a whole. Kind of a great, if you will. And speaking of players who are going to be greats and impress, Terrell, May, and Royce Hunt were just brilliant all up in the middle, right? May had a revelation. It felt like his work rate just turned up a notch. It was insane, and he's really starting to find his feet, I feel, in the first grade footy world. I don't think we talk enough about how crucial he's becoming for us, especially as we advance as a club and as a group. And his effort just in defense, his ball carrying as well, and the way he gets through his work, it's just really exactly what we need in our forward pack right now. And then let's talk a little bit about Royce Hunt. The guy is a beast, literally the biggest fella on the team, and his effort in the last few minutes chasing down that Parramatta player who broke up the field was just a standout moment, I think, for everyone in the whole game. The biggest guy on the team is running down an Eels player like it's nothing. I would have hated to be that Eels player looking back and seeing the big fella running after me. That kind of effort is contagious across the board, and I think just shows commitment to the squad and what the squad is going for, and just shows our commitment, I think, to the game this year as a club, the way that we're attacking footy. And I don't know, it was just really, really cool to see and kind of refreshing, to be honest. However, I will say, I did start to worry a little, when I was seeing those 2 big guys doing their thing. I think overall our forward pack, specifically maybe our props, it's just lacking just that real punch. There was no denying that Hunt and May have been good, and they've been great starters, blah blah blah, and just making great runs. But I think we need a little more aggression and a little more dominance in the middle to really shake up the game and to take control of the game. I think, like I said, the Eagles definitely had some better forward runs. We were lacking by easily 15-20 meters. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Which kind of leads me to my next point and my next thought, if you will. What if we started Royce Hunt off the bat? I know it's a kind of a big call, I get that, but given his form and his presence, like, it could give us the power we need up front very early. The issue, though, of course, I keep coming back to is Royce is a big guy, and we know the game is about endurance, right? And as much as it is about power, if we start Hunt, could it affect our rotation later in the game? Is he kind of the guy that comes in and gets crap done later in the game when we need fresh legs? That's something Benji is going to have to weigh up when making these decisions, but that was something I was driving on the way home from work thinking about, like, what if we started the big guy? What could happen? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it dumb? Am I on the right track? And there's another thing to think about, like, what if we could take the money from Clemmer or Olam's possible retirement salary and sign someone like Taylor May? Like, things are starting to move forward with that. I've seen articles saying like we are literally weeks out, like 1 to 2 weeks on contracting Taylor May into the team, and he is going to be such a versatile player if we actually get him. Like, he can step into a prop position easily, and given his tough and like dynamicism, like, he could add just that bit of grunt that I think we are missing in our middle, our forwards, and honestly in our back. Like, imagine him coming off the bench with fresh legs, just wreaking absolute havoc on tired forwards. Like, that could be a real weapon for us. Or I could even see him getting out on the wide on the back line and just creating moments of gaps that we can run in the centers and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's so many different questions going on about that, but I'm excited. But the real question is, how can Benji coach these guys through the struggles we saw the other night? Because there definitely were some. And I think, for one, he's going to need to like emphasize more cohesion in defense. First off, defense wins games, offense does not. Like, we can't afford to let the opposition get easy tries because we are not working as a unit, right? And that game the other night was a brilliant display of that. Like, we just dominated defense the whole game, but can we keep it going? And I think communication and line integrity are going to be key to that and the sustainability of that, right? And that's something I think Benji can drill into the training this week, and I think we'll instill into the boys, just playing hard, playing to get nil, you know, like kind of Luai said in the post-game interview, we're always playing for nil. And on offense, Benji's challenge is going to be finding the right balance, I think, between, like intensity and composure. Like, the game doesn't need to be a sprint all the time. It needs to be a well-paced marathon with moments of going hard, right? And if we can slow the tempo down, kind of take some control, and I think manage just the game overall better, like, we'll give ourselves just a much better chance of victory overall. And when it comes to leadership, Benji can have a big influence here too. Being an ex-captain for the Tigers, 5'8", like, Luai needs to step up and take charge under Benji's leadership, and we need to see him running plays, directing traffic, and just being the calming presence when the pressure is on. If he's able to do that, we'll see more structure, and the team will feel more settled and confident, kind of like we saw as the game progressed. The moment that like Luai started feeling more confident and getting his hands on the ball, the moment we started scoring tries and creating backlines that were just deadly. And so here's the bottom line, I think, for this video, guys. Like, while we've got some things to clean up, the good news is that we are just fixable, you know? Like, we aren't kind of pushovers. We aren't deadbeats. Like, we are fixable and we can be adaptive. And if Benji can get the boys to tighten up this week even more defensively, and then find that balance of intensity and composure offensively, and keep pushing the leadership, guys like Luai and Galvin, like, we'll be in a strong position against the Dolphins and beyond into the season, I think. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments. Like, the Tigers have the potential to be a real force this season, and I know we will make top 8, but we have to fix these things in order to do that, right? Like, we need to take care of these areas before we start making a real push. And we've got the talent, we've got the fight, we've got the skill, we've got the heart, but it's time to pull it all together. And I think it's just focusing on the little things, you know? It's filling up those jerry cans like on Thrive or Survive. It's the little things that go a long way. So what do you guys think? Am I off my head right now? Or do you think I'm on the right track? What do you think are the biggest areas for improvement for the West Tigers in 2025? Drop your thoughts, please. Drop your thoughts below in the comments. I read every single one and respond to every single comment every day. So if you enjoyed this breakdown, get part of the action, get part of the conversation. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Tigers content right here on this channel daily. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. You guys are bloody friggin' legends, mate. And it's time to dream big, baby. Take it easy, Jordy out.